We invest time and energy into many things in our lives. Some of these things are important and some aren't. Have you ever thought about what would happen if you actually invested some of that energy into chasing your dreams? Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Jax and welcome to Belucci Studios. Today's video forms part of the second installment of the Get Real series, where we will be looking at one excuse and we will try to find a way to overcome that excuse. We will unpack it, look at it, dissect that thing, and we will deal with it. And by the end of this video, I hope that you will feel that you will be up to it, that you will be up to just tackling your dreams and saying, you know what, I'm done with saying that I'm too tired, because my dreams are way more important than my exhaustion. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, I would like you to hit the subscribe button somewhere over here, and if you do like this video, give it the good old thumbs up. Alright, so let's look at this excuse of being too tired. You know, something that you need to realize is that nobody cares about your excuses, eh? The only thing that they care about is whether you succeed or not. And even of the people who do care about whether you succeed or not, they aren't really too invested in you actually succeeding. And there's a very, very small amount of people that are invested in that are invested or interested in your success, in your continued well-being. So this excuse of being too tired, let's unpack it. Let's look at it. And for me, I think that the main reason why people have this excuse is that their dream isn't as important as they claim it is. For me, the thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to get my body into peak physical condition, into the best condition that I possibly could. And I've been trying this for many years, and for many years I had reasons, I had excuses for not doing it. Up until I was about 29 years old, and I decided, let's get into this thing and let's actually put some effort into it. And I did, and that didn't really yield any results, and the reason for that was because I was doing it wrong. I went about it the wrong way. And soon, as you might guess, it wasn't too long before I stopped. So I started working out and then I stopped. I was like, I'm tired. Again, my excuses became more important than the thing that I was actually trying to achieve. And another thing happened to me later on in life. I discovered that I had cardio-obstructive pulmonary disease. Now, I don't smoke, I don't do any of the things that would normally lead to that. It's something that due to other health issues has led to that condition. And what this resulted in was that for quite some time I was the praise and worship leader of the church that I was previously at. And what you would often find when you walked into the service is you'd find me sitting down and singing. And sometimes not really singing as well as I should be. And the reason for that was that I was having problems breathing. So while I knew that working out was important, what I didn't realize was that if I worked out the right way, that I could actually increase my lungs capacity my lungs capacity. I could improve my body's capacity to absorb oxygen and to effectively utilize it. Around about that time, I also started reading up about swimmers or people who had successfully used swimming as a means of improving their lungs capabilities. So I figured, okay, maybe I should get back into it, and I started, but not too well. Met up with a friend of mine, and he started training me and pushing me a lot harder. And through that, eventually, through doing it the right way, through exercising the right way, I was able to get my body to a place that I didn't that I once thought was absolutely impossible. So when I had the right reason, and the reason was that my health was starting to be affected by the fact that I wasn't exercising correctly. So now I had a strong enough reason. I had a good reason to actually exercise, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be able to perform at the same level as the rest of the guys who were my age, or even guys who were younger than me, or guys who were older than me. I basically would become that guy who would be dependent on an oxygen mask and have to run around with those things that the asthmatics use. And I didn't want that. So once I got to the point where I realized that, this is important and I need to do it, that's when things started to change. So if the thing that you want isn't really important to you, then you're not going to do it. And often we lie to ourselves and we say, I really would like to do this, but I'm so tired, I just don't get enough sleep at night, and blah, 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 all of those excuses. But really, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And you need to get to the point where you realize that you are lying to yourself, that you aren't being really truthful to yourself, and lying to yourself is the worst thing that you can possibly do. You need to realize that there is something else that, for some reason or the other, that you have made more important than chasing your dream. When you get to the point where you realize that it's just an excuse, it's not a reason, it's an excuse, what do you do? Come, I tell you what you do. You, like I said before, you need to have strong reasons. For me, the reason for actually working out the way I should became that I would love to be able to stand up in front of the church and perform well. I would love to be able to do that. Not have to be like not have to require a chair to be brought up every now and again to sing sitting down. I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to stand up there and I wanted to be able to belt out the songs the best of my ability. So I didn't want to have to sit down to sing sitting down. I wanted to stand up in the front and just perform the songs to the best of my ability. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to perform, to be able to do the things that everybody else is doing without feeling like, I'm busy dying. I'm not getting enough air into my body. So once I developed strong enough reasons, I then started making a plan, and I would get up early in the morning. Sometimes I'd be late, but I would be up, and I would go out and work out, get back and feel great. The other thing that you need to do is you need strong enough reasons. The other thing that you need to do is you need to cut out the things that are draining you. And there are some things that you are doing that you quite frankly, you just don't need to do. So cut those things out. Now this point and the next point are going to sound very similar. But there are also things that you are doing that you don't need to do. So there are things that you are doing that are unnecessarily draining your energy. Maybe there's that friend who's constantly coming around and, laying all of his burdens on your shoulders. And I mean, if he's a real true friend, then, he will respect your time as well. He or she is a real true friend, they will respect your time. So there's that kind of thing that we are doing that we maybe don't need to do. Is the person dying? Is the person going to commit suicide? No. Is that person's life going to come to an end if they don't speak to you? No. Then let them, schedule a time to actually speak to you about whatever issues, if there is something like that. So if there are things that are draining you that you don't need to be doing, then schedule some time for those things at a time that is more convenient so that it doesn't interfere with you actually chasing your dreams. The other thing that you need to do is you need to actually if your excuse is that I'm too tired to chase my dreams, if that's your excuse, then what you need to do is just think about it. The excuse is that you're too tired, so what should you do? You should try and get enough sleep. But here's the thing. If you just go and sleep, That's a problem, because if you say I'm gonna go and sleep now, chances are you aren't going to say that I'm gonna sleep for the next hour, then after that I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, or that I'm gonna sleep an hour earlier today so that I can get up tomorrow morning and go to the gym. If you don't have that kind of mentality, then it's no good. So what you need to do is you need to make time to rest, and you need to make time for your dream. You need to make time for both of these things. Not too much time to sleep, and enough time so that when you've spent time on whatever your goal is, that you are actually making some progress. So cut out the things that you don't need to be doing, and spend time chasing that dream, whatever that dream is, because you need to do it. There's just no two ways about it. If your reasons are really good, then do it. The other thing that needs to happen is that you need to get started. So let's just evaluate where we are right now. You have strong enough reasons. You've cut out all of the things that are draining your energy unnecessarily. You've cut out all of the things that you don't need to be doing. You've made time to rest. You've made time for your dream. So now you've done all of those good things, and maybe there's a couple of other things that you can think of as well. Now you've done all of those things, and right, you're good to go. Does that mean that you are going to be successful? What will happen is that you are gonna get tired. I experienced this in my own personal journey, whether it was photography, YouTube channel that I'm doing now, working out, training for my first MMA tournament, which didn't happen. The tournament itself, I never got to that point. And the reason why I never got to that point was because there was something else that I wanted to do. I'll talk more about that in a second. So now you've done all of those things. You have strong enough reasons. You've cut out all of the things that are draining your energy. You have made time to rest. You've made time for your dreams. You've cut out things that are unimportant. And now you're actually in it. You're starting to make some progress. And once the novelty wears off, once that excitement and all of the, woo about the thing wears off, once all of that wears off, you will find that you will experience days where you are tired. I've been training now solidly for about 5, 6 years. And there are days when I just don't feel like going to the gym. There are days that I feel like, maybe I should just not work out today. There are days when I feel like that when I get up. When I'm at the gym, I feel like that. And then I start working out. By the time I leave, I guarantee you, each and every single time, I feel amazing. Some days, I've done the workout and I'm like, whew, I need to catch a snooze. And that's okay. And that will happen because you are spending energy on your dream. I don't have the body that I want yet, so I will continue working at it. And there are a bunch of other things that I'm doing as well. So you need to get started. And what happens when you get started is that you find that you're busy in this thing and you're working your plan, and some days you're tired and some days you feel on top of the world, and it's okay. You are gonna feel that way. Remember to make time to rest, and if you make enough time to rest, not too much, you might still encounter this thing where you are tired. However, it's a sacrifice that you're making. You're not having, if you were to take that thing away that's causing you, if you were to take your dream and just put it on the closet, on the shelf, would you be happy? Is that really what you want? Because if that is what you want, then go for it by all means. But if you want to chase that thing, and if you do want to achieve that goal, if you want to check that thing off, then you are going to have to go through it. You are going to have to deal with it. Some days you just have to push through it and be like, you know what, I'm tired, today I'm struggling, but I'm going to do it. And when you get to the end of it, you will find that it was worth it. Sometimes you will go and you'll do it and it will just invigorate you. You'll feel like you'll have more energy at the end than you did at the beginning. But you won't know that if you don't go through it. So go through it. Allow yourself to go through it. Allow yourself to go through the pain. So I went and I punished my body tremendously. And I was going to enter my first MMA tournament. But then I took a step back and I thought about everything that I need to do. Everything that I want to do. One of the benefits of getting involved in MMA is that you eventually start developing cauliflower ears. If you don't know what that is, go and check it out. Cauliflower ears. That was not something that I wanted, because I wanted to do photography. And imagine I pitch up and I want to speak to a bride about her wedding, and all she can see is my ears. My ears are standing all out here and they're looking all mashed up, and I have a nose that's skew. I have some bruises from the fight the day before. Who's gonna want to hire that? Those were the decisions that I needed to make. I couldn't do that. And I mean, besides, if I was here on YouTube today and I had those ears like this, and they're standing out, you guys would be looking at my ears the whole time. I don't want that. So I looked at that and I said, there's certain things that I want to do that require me to continue having this amazing, beautiful face that I have. I don't need it to be deformed by the MMA. And MMA was not my ultimate thing. I didn't want to become an EFC or a UFC champion. I just wanted to be fit. That's all I wanted. So therefore I stopped with the MMA. And some people say, you wasted your time, all of that. No, don't be stupid, dude. What I learned from doing that, I have now taken and I've put into other aspects of my life. All of those learnings, I've taken that and transferred it to other areas of my life. And I'm winning. Yes, I wish I could have gone all the way in MMA, but I couldn't because of certain things that I wanted. And that's life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. But you never lose. It wasn't a waste. My physique is better than it's ever been. My health is better than it's ever been. And what you need to learn and what you need to realize is that there is no success without sacrifice. It just doesn't happen that way, guys. If you were hoping for some easy, quick fix here, all I have for you is reality. And the reality is how badly do you want it? What are you prepared to do to get what you want? And on that bombshell, I will see you again in the next episode, guys. Please subscribe to this channel. I know you enjoyed it because you're all the way here. Just subscribe. Just do it. Just hit that subscribe button already, alright? Just do it. Tell all your friends about this amazing content. Tell them that I am here. Send them to my channel. Let everybody subscribe. Let's hit it out of the park. And it's been nice seeing you guys again. And I hope to see you again next week. Or for the next episode. Adios.